Have you ever thought about the power of social media? Social media has the power to make your business grow. Grow! Yeah! Why don't you let us manage your social media? Because our business is to see your business grow. Visit us at www.bstownmedia.co.za.
Well, 7 billion plus rand is being lost to our economy almost every year as a result of the illicit trade, specifically the illegal cigarette trade. We know it's a growing problem. South Africa is not the only country facing this problem. It's a global problem, but in South Africa, I think the incidence of illegal cigarette trading is more rampant than many other parts of the world. We are facing here a full-scale onslaught by the manufacturers, the distributors. How on earth do you explain a pack of 20 cigarettes being sold for between 5 and 10 rand when the minimum taxes and excise duty amounts to about 17 rand 50? These people are evading tax. It's criminality, it's lawlessness, and it's very unfortunate when ordinary South Africans have to stand up, sign petitions in our thousands to force government, to force SARS, to force the police service to act. The Take Back the Tax campaign is an initiative of the Tobacco Institute of South Africa, TISA. They came up with the idea a few weeks ago in response to the rampant sale of illegal cigarettes at your spaza shop, at your supermarket, at your wholesale. And they decided to really take this to the people of South Africa so that we can pressurize the law enforcement agencies and the government to act and to act decisively. SARS has been on a tax holiday for the past 3 or 4 years. We've seen at the SARS inquiry over the past few days how details are emerging about, for example, the suspended Commissioner Tom Moyani suspending the special unit investigating illegal cigarettes. Why? We need answers. But I think there is some hope because the acting SARS Commissioner, Mark Keenan, seemed to be adamant that he is going to clamp down. But I think the time has now come for ordinary South Africans to see action. We want SARS to act. We want the money that is being lost to these criminals to be plowed back into our economy. We know service delivery is an issue. We need money for basic services, be it electricity, water. The police the other day said that they are short of 60,000 policemen and women. The government needs the money. So the only way to get these things going is to recoup the money from these people and to make sure it's pumped back into the fiscus so that we can make sure that the money goes to the people of South Africa. Well, I think the illegal trade, the illicit trade has massive ripple effects for our economy. It affects investor confidence into our country. And more importantly, it gives the world the idea that we allow lawlessness. We want authorities to act. We want them to act decisively and we want them to act now. TISA has had a meeting with the South African Revenue Service. They've promised a clampdown, but we need to see the words being put into action. We don't need new laws. There are enough laws in place at the moment. All we need is for the laws to be implemented. When you go to a shop and you can buy a packet of cigarettes for between 5 and 10 rand, it's lawlessness, it's criminality. That is daylight robbery. And we have to stop this daylight robbery. I remain confident that with the public pressure and as a result of the Take Back the Tax campaign, we are going to see action, and we need to see action very, very quickly. Over 10,500 South Africans have now added their names to a petition or a submission thanks to the campaign of Take Back the Tax via the website www.takebackthetax.org. And I'm appealing to the viewers, go out, add your name. It takes you 5 seconds, add your name, add your email address, and make your voice heard. We have to now stand up and we have to make sure that we do the right thing and we say to the people that we do not support lawlessness. Ipsos undertook a survey commissioned by TISA a few weeks ago. It just shows how rampant this particular industry is. It's a multi-billion rand industry, the illegal trade. And yet we are seeing no action. we're appealing to government. We're appealing to government to make sure that they act and they act vigorously. And I think the time has now come for action. We will not be intimidated. We will stand up for what is right, and whatever it takes, we will make sure that government starts clamping down on this particular illicit trade. Criminality in South Africa has reached, as we say, epic proportions. I go as far as saying we have a national crime emergency. The Minister of Police said the other day when he released the crime statistics, we are facing a full-scale war. We cannot sit back, whether it is murder, whether it is rape, whether it is robbery, whether it's an illegal trade or any other crime. We cannot sit back and just say we're putting up our hands and allowing this thing to continue. These people are making money out of illegal gains, out of the cigarette trade, and it has to stop. We have to say enough is enough. And we know how the illegal syndicates are operating. We know, for example, it's no secret that some of the people, we know how they evade tax. You go and buy a few cartons of cigarette, they give you a legal invoice, you pay your full 17 rand some odd, you then take delivery. You then return to pick up more stock on the same invoice. And you can pick up hundreds of boxes on the same invoice, and if the cops stop you, here's my invoice. And we know how they evade tax, and that is why we want SARS to make sure that they put their investigating capacity back into this particular initiative, that they make sure that they police this particular industry, and we make sure that we bring an end to the illegal cigarette trade. Just by the way, some of the users often say that, or rather the distributors say that their products are being sold for between 5 and 10 rand because it's counterfeit. Whether we believe them or not is a different debate. But I think they're using the counterfeit excuse as a smokescreen to say that it's not us, so will the real people who are selling the counterfeit cigarettes stand up? And I think the only way we're going to clamp down is we can get investigations going. The other day I was on a radio station when a caller called in and said that he's in Grassy Park in Cape Town, and he went to the shop and he bought this cheap cigarettes for 7 rand, only to find out that half of them were broken, they were of inferior quality. So if you buy cheap cigarettes, you have to face the consequences.
For more stories like these, go to www.social-tv.co.za, subscribe to us on YouTube, and follow us on our social mediums.